Hello and welcome to Eat the Fucking Food. I am so excited you are joining me on this journey. My name is Kristin Collins. I'm a certified nutrition coach and a menopause coaching specialist, but most of all, I am a midlife woman who has had it up to here. And if you are just listening and not watching, my hand is well over my head with all the diet nonsense that we have ingested probably since our earliest days. You cannot escape it anymore. So I wanted to start this podcast, Eat the Fucking Food, to address a lot of the stuff that's out there to help smash some diet mentality while we learn and get comfortable with smashing carbs. We're going to talk a lot about food in this podcast, but I don't want that to turn you off. Food for me is one of our most fundamental ways of self-care. That is how I look at nutrition. That's how I coach my clients. And that's what I hope you take away from this. Learning how to eat enough so we can thrive in midlife or any stage of life you happen to be and not merely survive, not merely drag ourselves through the day anymore. And I feel like I need to address the elephant in the room first. The title, Eat the Fucking Food. I get it. If you are someone who does not use foul language, I tip my hat to you. Good for you. I am not that person. But I want to reassure you that I will not be swearing a huge amount. I can't promise not swearing because it's who I am. But let me tell you where this name came from, because I get it. It's crass. And after I chose it, I have to say I got a little bit nervous. I got a little bit scared. I was like, what are you doing? All my Irish Catholic guilt welled up inside me. And I was like, why are you putting this word out into the universe? But here's what happened. I've been coaching women for a while now. I teach women how to eat up to their needs, and without fail, I get asked questions about what we should eat because we have been inundated with dieting mentality and sometimes nonsense, more often than not nonsense, for decades now. So I've been asked questions like, are potatoes okay to eat? Can I have a banana? Can I have carrots? And it hurt my heart so much that one day I hung up with a lovely, lovely woman who is so confused about what to put on her plate that I turned and said, we need to just eat the fucking food. Eat the fucking food. I know, a lot of F bombs there. We're going to curtail it for the rest of this episode. So please don't turn it off. So that is where the podcast was born, wanting to talk about how much you should be eating, which is probably more than you think. A lot of women come to me incredibly underfed. We have learned how to diet, but not how to eat. And it's really sad. But we're going to change all that here in this world on Eat the Effing Food. Is that a little bit better? But I want to tell you my story first and how I got here. I feel like this is one of those moments in a movie where it would all of a sudden like, how did I get here? And the tape would go, we go back to the beginning. The short story is obviously perimenopause hit me. Midlife came around. I was someone who was always on the very slight side. Then as a child, I was very late to develop. Let's put it that way. I joke that puberty found me senior year in college. Also, beer found me senior year in college. So that was probably where some curves more truthfully came from. But it was something I wasn't thinking about much. I did not think about food. I did not think about what I was putting in my plate. I didn't need to from where I was standing from a body image point of view. And then perimenopause happened. I hit my 40s. As I like to say, content started shifting mid flight. Things changed. I started looking for answers. I spoke to my doctor. I spoke to friends. I spoke to other women. I spoke to family members. And the answer I kept getting was that's just how it is. And I said, no flipping way. Because by then I didn't know enough about perimenopause that it could take a many years to get there. And I was getting a lot of compliments. I got down to my lowest post baby weight. All things that we are told are good, all things that we get rewarded for, all things that people cheer you on for. Now, in hindsight, it's where a lot of biomarkers like sleep, like digestion, like anxiety, like heart palpitations started coming into play. But I didn't put it together yet because I wasn't a coach. I didn't have the education. I was just listening to the stuff that was out there. And now, in hindsight, and I'm stealing this line from my friend Alexa. Alexa, if you're listening, what in the marketing did I do to myself? But I became a coach because I started educating and I wanted to feel better in my body. I learned how to eat up to my needs, which was such a change from constantly thinking less food, less stuff on my plate, smaller serving sizes are better. But I found what I actually personally needed, which I now know no two women are the same. There's such variety in our individual makeups that these one size fits all diets do a lot of damage. That is my point of view. And I will be very clear moving forward on this podcast what is my opinion and what comes from fact, because I believe we need the facts right now. So if I ever share my opinion, trust me, I will tell you so then you can decide for yourself whether it's your opinion, whether you need to look into it more, because this is about the truth here on Eat the Effing Food. Promise. See, I didn't do it. I didn't swear. So I became a coach. I learned to eat more. And I found out that I had been drastically under eating for years now. It wasn't well into my 50s that things started clicking and things felt better in a strong body. I started lifting weights. I started doing a little less on some days. I learned how important rest is in recovery, in just what your body needs when your goal is overall health. And one of the other things that also appealed to me was I started learning that healthy doesn't have to be so hard. We are making it so hard. And that's something that we want to stop doing. So that is my story. So I finally got my act together, became a coach. I've been coaching women. I developed my own program called Game on Nutrition, where I teach midlife women how to eat up to their needs. We learn how to maintain a lifestyle habit. So we learn how to feed 3 meals a day. Maybe you have a snack. Maybe if you are super, super busy, high energy, you have 2 snacks. We stop being afraid of food. We have taken the morality out of food because a banana is not bad or good. A cookie is not bad or good. A cocktail, well, we can talk about it. We will have a whole episode, I'm sure, at some point about alcohol and what it does to your body so you can make the most informed, educated choice for you. Also, not a bad person if you do that. So we take that away. And I'm so excited to have you here with me. I'm so excited to go on this journey. We have some amazing guests coming up. We have a coach that realizes that midlife women have decades left to do amazing things. And in order to do that, we have to be as strong as possible. We have to put self care back on the table. We have another coach who is going to talk about tracking food. We are going to take this fear mongering out of tracking because I'm sure so many of you, if you grew up like me in the 70s and 80s, you were in Weight Watchers. You did the Slim Fast shakes. You did a host of other things that was all about less. It was about judgment. It was about fear. It was about making yourself as small as possible, as fast as possible. So we're talking to a coach who's going to talk to us about how tracking can make you stronger, how you could take the emotion out of it and look at it as data. I know personally for me, once again, opinion, life-changing. That is how I know I eat enough every day. Because when it comes to food, when it comes to eating, there is not a one size fits all. If you take nothing else away, please take that. There is not a one size fits all when it comes to your health and nutrition. We're talking to another woman, and she's a midlife woman just like you, just like me. She is not a coach, but she has changed her life to step into that strong mindset because she has realized that when she was at her lightest weight, things weren't good. It wasn't a happy place. It was a result of things she did not want to stay in. Let's put it that way. I want you to tune in and listen to her. And the other one we have coming up in very short order is we're talking to a psychologist who's going to talk to us about mindset changes that we have to make in order to learn how to feed our bodies to fuel our lives. So there's a lot going on here. I am so grateful you took this time to listen to my first episode, and I will catch you in the next one.